Okay. I am sorry. I don't know if you can see me. I can only see a dark screen for where I'm supposed to be. I am so glad to see you all today, even if you can't see me. I am Jeannie Duffy, the Executive Director of Serve Wisconsin. And Serve Wisconsin's mission is to promote national service and volunteerism. And we do this by administering federal AmeriCorps funding that supports the programs in which you all serve. And I am so grateful that you guys all decided to serve here with AmeriCorps in Wisconsin. Whether you are here for a full year or a few months, or part-time or full-time, we need you. The state of Wisconsin and our communities need you. You are all tackling some of the largest social issues of our time, whether it's the achievement gap in education, drug and alcohol addiction, homelessness, runaway youth, and climate change. And, after I listed all those problems, it would be easy to fall into a funk, especially on this slightly overcast day, the first week of darkness after moving our clocks back an hour last weekend. But as you all know, there is hope for improvement, or you wouldn't be serving. And you all know that helping one person, one child will make a difference. In previous years, I would tell AmeriCorps members that the year of service would not be easy because making a difference in the world isn't easy. However, I feel like after the pandemic, we should all be in a kinder, gentler world. And while every day will not be a walk in the park on a nice sunny day, your year of service will be great. Your work will be rewarding. You will make lifelong friends. You will learn new skills and find new passions. And when it's not great, your program directors will support you. Your fellow members will support and share your joy and frustrations. You will not be alone. The Corps and AmeriCorps is about community. And together we will be bold. We will challenge the status quo. We will innovate relentlessly, and together we will grow. And together we were going to take risk and not be afraid to fail, because we will be together and supporting one another. We will think big, and we will believe in you and support you, and we will know you can do what has not been done. So I hope you find inspiration and joy from today's presentation. We have two incredible speakers this morning. Both were outstanding AmeriCorps and have been recognized nationally for their service. Our first speaker is Alexis Dean, who served with AmeriCorps Schools of Hope here in Dane County with United Way of Dane County. He won what was essentially the AmeriCorps Member of the Year a few words for his impact he had on school children at Lakeview Elementary School here in Madison. We've also have Congresswoman Gwen Moore, who will be speaking and swearing you in today. Gwen Moore was a Vista member, and she won the Vista Member of the Decade Award for her work in Milwaukee, setting up a credit union to serve her community as a Vista member. And just so you know, and the greatness you're following in Wisconsin, last year we also had a member, Angela Brown from Marshfield Clinic Recovery Corps, who completed 4 terms of service and won the National AmeriCorps Service Impact Award. So just so you know, together we are here, and together you can create great things. And now I will pass it back to Kyle, and he will kick us off with, I think, a group activity so we can all get to know each other a little more as we start your service term. Thanks, Kyle.
Hello, everybody. So I'm going to kind of walk you through a service activity we're going to do. I'm going to put 2 things in the chat. First, for those that haven't had a chance, I know you've seen it in the thing a lot of times, how to fill out the service map of where you are if you haven't been here, since the chat doesn't show up if you've joined later. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put into the chat right now something new, and this is a link to a folder full of Jamboards. And so in a minute, I'm going to send everybody out into breakout rooms for about 15 minutes. And when you look at what your group number is for which breakout room you have, that is the Jamboard that you should fill out. And so you'll know from there. So I'm going to put this link into the chat. And so if you'll want to open this up because you all have the chance to fill it out. You can have one note taker. The cool thing is you can have lots of people working on this at once. So what you're going to do is you can kind of go through is for this first 15-ish minutes, we just want everybody to introduce themselves, talk about who they are, what program they're serving with. And then one of the things we like to do is to informal is try to find 5 things you have in common, or as many things in common you have as well. And what we're gonna do is during our second breakout room, we're gonna talk a little bit more about our service in particular and what people are doing. But I wanted to just give a chance for people to get to know each other a little bit. And the other thing I'd love for you to do, if you can, is if somebody can take a screenshot or a picture somehow of all the folks in your breakout room, and just there'll be a slide on the Jamboard where you can put or a page on that Jamboard, and I'll go through later and recapture it to be able to do a recreation of everybody that was here today. So thank you all so much. And so I'm gonna get ready to open it in. Oh, and for the folks where it is blocked, let me know and I'll put you come out of your group and come in, and I can, or you can just join and everyone else will walk you through it because the questions, they'll be able to read the questions to you. So thanks for letting me know that a couple of you have Jamboard blocked. So I'm going to go ahead and send people into groups. And a couple of programs where I know you're meeting as a group, I'll try to pull you back out and move you around once the initial groups are set. Thank you all. I hope you guys had a great time in the breakout groups during the first half of our breakout activities. If you could put in the chat, if you had a really interesting set of 5 combination of things you have in common, it'd be fun to see what some of those groups have. And so thank you so much. And we'll go back into groups to talk some about some of the service we're doing and what we're looking forward to. But right now, I'm going to turn this over to Jeannie Duffy and get ready to introduce our keynote speaker.
Wow, I'm having a little IT issues. Mute. So I got my camera working and hopefully I can be a little more coherent. It's not downloading, installing my camera while speaking this time. It is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Alexis Dean. He served at the Serve Wisconsin AmeriCorps Member Schools of Hope Project in the 2018-2019 school year. And Kyle, do you want to switch the screen so we can see the montage of all of Alexis's service he did during his service year? I first met Alexis, I think it was his first day of service. It was the flooding here in Madison, and we were filling sandbags. And all of us, we had a call out for any members who wanted to come. And all of a sudden, this young, happy guy comes bouncing off walking up the road while we are all filling sandbags. He, as you can see, his big smile in the bottom picture, he added a lot of light and levity into the sandbag filling. He got right involved. He also, next thing we knew, he was on the back of some pickup truck hauling sandbags to wherever. And, we were a little worried as, we felt a little responsible for him as an AmeriCorps member, but he came back all in one piece. And that was, his enthusiasm that day was set the tone for his year of service. And he went on, as I mentioned, he won the Governor's Service Award for the AmeriCorps Member of the Year. And then he went on to win the national, I call it the AmeriCorps Member of the Year, but the official title is AmeriCorps Member of the Year Award for Service Impact, which he was recognized in DC, as you can see in one of the photos too, with the big old AmeriCorps logo behind him at a ceremony. So thank you, Alexis, for taking your time today to inspire our next class of AmeriCorps members. So welcome.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. So I think I have the ability to share my screen. And so I'm going to try to do that first because I'm not the most technical person either. So let me try this out. Share.
You should have just gotten the ability to do it.
Cool. Now let's try it out. All right. Are you seeing some stuff?
Yes.
Good. All right, now let's put in full screen. Now is it good? Oh wait, let me do a new share. Now, how is that?
Great.
Awesome. Okay. So to start it off, like was said already, my name is Alexis Dean. I have a lot of things to say to you, so I'm gonna try to not go too fast and share as much as I can. But also later on, we want to do some questions I heard. So if you have any questions, feel free to write them down. Before I begin, or you can also message me on Instagram if later you think of a question and want to send me a message. Also, I like to be kind of open to anyone who has questions or feedback. So if I have my email on here too, if you would need that later on. But let's get right into it. So, if you heard anything about me outside of AmeriCorps, then you know I also have many jobs. I am a poet. I also am a clean hip hop artist. So over here on the side, you will see me actually in the auditorium of a Milwaukee school performing there. I got to perform there. And then also on the other side, if you are in Madison, then you probably have heard about the Overture Center. And I had the opportunity to perform for kids in the rotunda there. And then next season, which is February 17th, I'll be performing there again. So if you have some kids, who love music or want to have a good time, then I will be there. I also am a children's book author. So while in Madison, I got to write a book with Music Theater of Madison called Finding Me. And it's really cool because it has music in it too. And currently, I am a pre-K teacher. This is my class that was in the summer, but I'm with 4-year-olds, and they are basically getting ready for that kindergarten. And I've been teaching for over 10 years now. I started teaching when I was 18, as soon as I started college, and I've been teaching ever since. I like to also consider myself as an activist. One of my favorite pictures right here is with Angela Davis. So I'm not as much of an activist as her, but I love speaking about what I love and who I love too. I am a camp counselor and board member for Camp Hope, which is a camp for children or adults who have experienced grief in their life. And it's a great way to get some hours. So feel free to talk to your program and also connect with me if you would like to volunteer, whether it's for your service or just to volunteer. And we are always looking for different people who either has lost someone or who just cares about different kids or adults who need some support. So it's very fun. I am a DJ, babysitter, Bucks fan, which is probably one of my hardest jobs. And I am also a motivational speaker. But it's funny because I have only been a motivational speaker for AmeriCorps. And so here's a picture of me actually doing a little presentation speech for, I believe it was Marshfield Clinic. I was in a group with people who were with Marshfield. And I gave the camera to my mom and I told her to take as many pictures as she could. And she took this picture of me like holding my heart and giving the most heartfelt speech, apparently. And then here she is right here that same day. And I wanted to include this picture because my mom and my stepdad were the ones who supported me from the beginning to the end, even though it was a big move from home, even though it was 75 miles away. It's my first time leaving home to be a member. And with Schools of Hope, I had my first interview in Madison, and I was so nervous that I had my mom and dad drive up with me for my interview. And they did not come in the interview with me because that was probably be a little too much. But they sat in the car while I had my interview, and it went great. So I'm thankful to have my mom and dad, and I hope you also have some supportive people in your lives that are with you during this time, whether they are in your program or in your family or your friends too. All right. So if there is one thing that I hope everyone gets from their service year, whether it's your first or second, um, is to bring your entire self to your program. From the first day that I started my program, I felt like I had two different decisions. I could either come to my program and kind of be a shell of myself and not speak up when I needed things, or tell the world or the people around me who I am, or I could show up in the different ways that I can. And I decided to come to my program and fully embrace all the questions that I had, all the answers that I feel like I had, and to give my creativity to my program. And it was the best decision for me because it um kind of surrounded me with a lot of people who wanted to hear things from me, and then also who wanted to assist me or help me out too. And so no matter what, I hope that you all do that too. And I made sure to include this slide because I wanted it to be visible for you to see also. People come to AmeriCorps out of high school, in a gap year, after a traumatic life event, for their grandchildren, as a wake-up call, to try something new, or to even shake themselves out of depression. People also come to AmeriCorps as artists, teachers, students, builders, healers, lovers, and dreamers. Don't forget your journey to get here and who you are. Also, don't forget the skills, talents, and dreams you have as you serve. Bring your entire self to your program. You are going to need it. And that was something that I felt right away when I came to my program, that I was surrounded by a lot of talented people. And not only did I feel like I have talents, but I also wanted to learn from others too. Um, but earlier, it was talked about how right away I jumped on the truck and I did some sandbagging. I also, at my school that I served for, I wanted to show them that I was a rapper and that I loved making music. And so I decided to write a song that had every teacher in my school building's name. And I wanted to make sure that the kids felt like they were welcomed and embraced when they came to school every day. And so I created a video in my little bedroom in Madison, and then I sent it to the school and we showed it to the kids in the morning. And then bit by bit, it started passing around, and then it ended up on the news. And so I started my program in August. In October, I was already on the news, having an interview. And so I wanted to show you this clip that tells you more about me and where I was just a couple months into my program.
Leave in an hour. I don't want to miss Miss D Bling Scholar Hour, and you don't want to miss breakfast. So you should just get up, Alexis. Miss Jackson, Miss Cash.
Rapping about attendance. It's not something I'm sure has ever really been done, but we just heard it there.
Yeah, teachers at Mendota Elementary School say it was a hit. Morgan Wolf sat down with the brains behind the beats.
Raise your hand if you remember what makes...
Sitting cross-legged around a circle. You'll find Alexis Dean playing alongside students.
You're good at jumping. But it's important to kind of take that extra time and go to the playground and see the kids kind of in their element where they get to run around and hang out. So I'm sweating right now because I needed that too, that workout.
He always has a smile on his face. He's very personable with the kids. He is always asking what he can do to help.
So how do I get marker out of my clothes?
And he can rap.
I should teach Miss Horton how to nay when her scholars say that they want straight A's.
What we wanted to start with that video is showing them that attendance matter.
The kids were going nuts. They just loved it.
Yes.
The reading and writing tutor excels in creative ways of teaching. He came to Mendota Elementary in August from Milwaukee, where his childhood
I didn't need help with tutoring as far as literacy.
Inspired his profession.
But what I did need was a positive role model. My dad died when I was 7 years old. My dad was he was my hero. So losing him at a young age, I feel like right away I wanted to do something that made him proud and made me feel like I was doing something that would make him happy if he was still here.
With memories at his desk, he's reminded each day
Oh, watch out.
to make a difference.
I really focus on family and just those positive connections. And I see that in a lot of kids, they need that positive connection and someone that kind of makes them feel like life isn't falling apart.
I just think he's a ray of sunshine.
Leaving an impact one game and positive connection at a time.
Bye, Taraji. Bye.
Bye-bye. Alexis says he got his rapping and writing skills from his father, who also was into music and poetry. Other teachers say they're hoping to get Alexis to stay on full-time at the school in the future. In the studio, Morgan Wolf, NBC 15 News.
Before I served, I was completely focused on my 4 roles: teaching, rapping, babysitting, and camp counseling. And while serving, I was still able to be fully devoted to teaching, rapping, babysitting, and camp counseling. What AmeriCorps does is what every job, school, or great opportunity should do. AmeriCorps doesn't intend to strip you of who you are or who you dream to be. It helps you dig deeper and challenges just how serious you are about your dreams and desires. My service year didn't change much of what I already wanted to do for myself. What it did do was give me the physical, spiritual, and mental tools I needed to reach a level I only could see in my dreams. Luckily, I documented as much of my experience as I could from day one. Um, and that last part about documenting is very serious to me because this year, for a lot of people, is going to go very fast. And so, one thing that I think everyone should try to do is to try to journal. If you are on in the paper or have an interview, try to save those links, save those pictures, because it's going to help you out a lot later on to see how far you've come, and then also to just remember those memories later on. Now, with my project, it was Schools of Hope Literacy Project. And like it talked about in the interview, one of my jobs was to tutor the children at Minota. And so from kindergarten to 5th grade, I would sit with kids and help them with their reading levels or just getting them more comfortable with the words they were reading and letter recognition too with a lot of the kindergartners. The other part of my job was tutor coordination. And so I would try to bring volunteers in to tutor the kids too. And that was a great piece because I got to meet a lot of the people in the community. And then also the kids got to see that more than just the people in their school cared about them, there was also people outside of their school who wanted to come in and see what they can do. But one of the fun things that I did is I actually expanded on what that job really looked like. And so a lot of times people saw me at different community events up here. I DJ'd a lot for our school. Right here, I performed at the Racial Justice Summit, which was at the Monona Terrace. I helped with our musical. Our kids did the Aristocats musical. And so my job was called the Kid Wrangler. And so I would basically build relationships with those kids, read scripts with them on the side, and just kind of keep them excited about our play that we were doing. I also got the opportunity to meet with 2 guys from the Maasai tribe, and they flew from Kenya to Madison. And I first met them at a party at an event that I was invited to come to learn more about their water system and what they needed to develop their village more. And it went from just that meeting at that party to me being their liaison and guide in our school. And then also I got to spend Thanksgiving with them too. And so I heard them speak a lot in their language. And then we also spoke a lot in English too. So it was really cool to spend months of time with them. And then I also got to give out some books to a lot of the kids that I tutored and the kids in my school, which was really fun because that day that I passed the books out was the same day as my dad's birthday, who I talked about in the interview. He passed away when I was 7 years old, and I like to always do something special on his birthday, even though he isn't here. And so I got to actually bring a lot of smiles to kids' faces that day. And so I mention all this because you probably have a specific objective you have to do or job you have to do. You have to get 1,700 hours, or you have to log these many minutes about different things. But it's also cool when you think outside the box and try to expand what you are doing and give your project a little bit more of you. And it makes it more unique. And you can also be teaching people how you can evolve your AmeriCorps program. And so the last video I'll show you is from one of the music videos we made with the kids. During my service year, I did 11 different rap songs with my kids that I tutored. And then we ultimately made a song for the whole school called Golden Tickets. And I got every staff member in the video, every kid in the video. And then we also got the kids to rap. And then right here in the bottom in the green, that lady right there was the principal at the time. And I even got her to rap in the song too. So I'm going to try to get this video up for you all so you can see our map test video.
Alright, well, we gotta know what we are. This one is called Golden Tickets by the Mendoza Scholars. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. Let's go. Golden ticket, you want that golden ticket, write down your goals to get it, and you can go and get it. You want that golden ticket, you want that golden ticket, write down your goals to get it, goals to get it, go and get it. You want that golden ticket, you want that golden ticket, write down your goals to get it, and you can go and get it. You want that golden ticket, you want that golden ticket, write down your goals to get it, goals to get it, go and get it. You want that golden's on the mission to get golden tickets. Life is a test, and this one is indifferent. Look close and listen, breathe for a minute, and when you got the answer, write it down and stay committed.
Stay making hits, brave, never quit. Don't get discouraged over things that you miss. You can meet your goal, everyone on the list. Pay attention to all these test-taking tips. Test-taking tips, remember, take your time. Test-taking tips, try your best and you will shine. Test-taking tips, carefully read every line. Test-taking tips, check your work and you are fine.
It's the math test, and we might have stress, but we're not scared of a reading and a math test. We're about to level up, cause we have this. Play this song in all of your classes.
Golden ticket, you want that golden ticket, write down your goals to get it, and you can go and get it. You want that golden ticket, you want that golden ticket, write down your goals to get it, goals to get it, go and get it. You want that golden ticket, you want that golden ticket, write down your goals to get it, and you can go and get it. You want that golden ticket, you want that golden ticket, write down your goals to get it, goals to get it, go and get it. You want that.
How the time you need, don't think you have to stop, yeah, focus on your work and just stay on topic. You can level up, see all of your progress, no matter your color, you can make it through the process. Stay making hits, brave, never quit. Don't get discouraged over things that you miss. Move ahead with strength and with your confidence. Pay attention to all these test-taking tips. Test-taking tips. Process of elimination. Test taking tips. Remember the affirmation. Test taking tips.
Just keep going, you're amazing.
Test taking tips. Take your time, remember pacing.
It gets harder, but keep going. Live in the moment. And when you're feeling frozen, believe that you are golden. It's your time, so own it. Flow like a poem. Know your goal and want it. Remember, stay focused.
We can do it. We can do it. Hey, we can do it. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. Hey, we can do it. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. Hey, we can do it. We can do it. Hey, we can do it. We can do it. Hey, we can do it. I said we can do it.
Golden ticket, you want that golden ticket. Write down your goals to get it, and you can go and get it. You want that golden ticket, you want that golden ticket. Write down your goals to get it, goals to get it, go get it. Want that golden ticket, you want that golden ticket. Write down your goals to get it, and you can go and get it. You want that golden ticket, you want that golden ticket. Write down your goals to get it, goals to get it, go and get it.
Awesome. Yeah. So I am not recommending that everybody raps to to the in their program, but this is just an example of how I was allowed to bring myself to my tutoring and to my school. And none of this could have happened without me building positive relationships. So if you have big projects, big ideas, the first thing I feel like everyone needs to do is to make sure they bring in positive energy and have good like intentions with your program, and then you'll open the doors for yourself to do more things and to assist your community a lot better too. So my advice, just from what I've started so far, I would say number one, understand what are your strengths and weaknesses. Number two, for your strengths, be willing to be outspoken about what you can do, as long as you are being respectful, of course. Number three, for your weaknesses, be willing to encourage and learn more from others. For number four, work on being the person you would admire. Number five, realize that when you're helping others, you're helping the world and have the power to create life-changing memories. And number six, document as much as possible for yourself and future members. One of my favorite things that I did is I went to my Instagram page, I completely cleared it, and then from the first day of my service, I started taking a picture every single day for, I think I did up to 400 days, and I would just talk about what I learned that day. And so that's just one example of how you can stay focused and then also get to document the different things that you are doing. You may have a busy service year where you are constantly making songs or in articles and stuff, or you may have one that looks personalized for you, and both of those ways are okay. So earlier we talked about my sandbagging journey, which was super fun. I should frame these pictures because this is a very life-changing moment for me. And very thankful for these three that were with me during that day, because they kind of gave me the confidence to keep going within my project. But also the moment when I realized AmeriCorps could change your life forever was when I won that award on September 19th, 2019. It was kind of a full circle moment because my mom and stepdad got to be in DC with me. And then also when I did my speech, I didn't just walk up there and kind of just throw words out. I really thought about what I wanted to say, and I rapped for my speech. And it was a great moment to just speak about the kids, speak about the things I'm passionate about, and then be welcomed and accepted by everyone that was in the crowd. So that just showed me that I learned so much during my service year, and then also I can bring those things into the rest of my life too. So I'm very thankful for that moment and that time that I had. And I wanted to show this at the end because this is what I kind of did on the side of my desk. Every day I would add a different piece of my journey. And so when I performed, when a kid told me a funny joke, and different pictures that I had, because even something that can seem really small can be meaningful for you during your time. So don't forget this time that you have. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Alexis. Your joy is contagious. And I hope you all take that away. You know, service is joyful. Don't bring joy. I also think what's crucial, one of your message was being authentic to yourself. I mean, as we know, everyone has talent, and you know, AmeriCorps can provide the opportunity for your talents to shine in your own way. I mean, you don't want to see me rap like Alexis, but you know, I can bring my talents in my own way. So I think that is a very key message from your speech, to be authentic and bring joy to every day with what you do. So thank you so much. And I believe Kyle is finding the link to your rap acceptance speech, and we'll put it in the chat. And we will, if it doesn't make it now, we will send it out in the post notes. So I guess before we have a little, I guess we are running out of time. But if anyone has a quick question for Alexis, you know, please speak up quickly, and then we'll be moving on. Nope. Is anyone serving at Mendota Elementary School this year with Schools of Hope on the call? Mhm.
And I'll add the link to the in the chat too. I know where it is. I've seen it before.
Do your acceptance speech?
Yeah.
Your acceptance rap, I should say. Okay. Well, great. Well, thank you. And we wish you well in all your future endeavors, and please stay in touch. And I think, Kyle, are you here to put us into a breakout group?
Yes, sorry, I was trying to pull
Oh.
up I thought I was finding the video of Alexa to share, and I'll put it in the chat when everybody gets back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reshare my screen and kind of give you an overview of what we're doing.
And I don't know if we ever properly introduced Kyle. Kyle is with Serve Wisconsin, and he is our government and communications person and does all of our wonderful social media and newsletters. And he will be talking with you soon about how he can help promote your service. So like Alexa says, document and we will help promote. So go ahead, Kyle, sorry.
Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm just getting ready to send you all to different groups. So what we're going to work on is group activities, and you have a chance to choose between one or more of the following topics to go through it. So it'll be why I'm serving this year, the favorite thing or things from your service so far, and what you're looking forward to. And if people can take some notes on the different jam boards, because we'll try to take these and kind of create some larger reflections out of them. And so what I'm going to do is reopen all of our rooms, and you'll use the exact same jam boards you were in last time. And I will put that link for anybody that started since we left. Here is the link for how you can join those. I'm going to reopen the rooms. Okay, everybody, welcome back. Say thank you so much for work, talk to each other in the breakout rooms. Hope you enjoyed meeting with some other folks throughout the state, getting to hear about what they're looking forward to, and we'll share how your service is going. What we want to do now is transition over to a few announcements about some opportunities for some of our training or people to share their story coming up. And so I'm going to turn things over to Rachel Donaldson, who is our Volunteer Generation Fund officer, to share about our disaster training.
Awesome. Hi, everybody. So happy to see you all. I just wanted to do a quick plug for the AmeriCorps disaster team. This is a group of folks who are interested in disaster response. So should there be a disaster in our state during your service, we would first call upon groups or folks in this group to respond. The team is open to all AmeriCorps members and program staff. And I also just wanted to do a quick plug that it's not just doing the sandbag filling like Alexis had spoken about, but there are also opportunities for folks to serve from home by taking 211 calls, which we'll learn about throughout the program. So there's opportunities like 211 call taking, doing volunteer reception center, muck and gut, debris cleanup, There's lots of ways for folks to be involved should there be a disaster. So what you could expect from the trainings, we're going to do monthly trainings. They're going to be on Thursdays, so the third Thursday of the month at 1 p.m. If you would like to join, there is a link, a forms link on the slide. I think also we were going to throw it in the chat so you could sign up there. And then so on the 16th, it's just going to be a kickoff meeting, what you can expect from the year and the trainings. We'll kind of go over month by month what the trainings will be and who will be speaking. We've got lots of awesome guest speakers. And then at the end of the year, we're going to do an in-person training. And so that will be exciting. We'll learn some new skills all together. So I hope you'll join. It's going to be a great year. And if you are interested, just register on that link. And I hope to see you all at the next meeting.
And then I was just going to share very briefly with you. So once again, my name's Kyle Clower. I'm the Communications and Government Affairs Officer for Serve Wisconsin. And one of the really fun things that I get to do as part of my job is share about the amazing service that you all do throughout our state. And one of the ways in which I do that is 2 years ago, Serve Wisconsin created a podcast series called the S Files, and the S stands for service. And I will interview a couple of AmeriCorps members a month and then share their stories via a podcast episode. And so over the last 2 years, we've done 45 episodes and shared some episodes of more than one person. So we've had at least 50 different people whose service story we've shared. And so if you're interested in sharing your service as part of the S-Files, you can reach out to me directly at kyle.clower@wisconsin.gov, or let your program officer and let your program director know, and they will put you in touch with me. And it's one of my favorite things to get to do is get to talk to everybody just about their service and how their year is going and how it's been. Another thing I wanted to share briefly is this year is AmeriCorps celebrating its 30th anniversary from the signing of the law that created AmeriCorps back in September through the swearing in of new members next September. And we're looking at doing potentially some form of celebration of service and 30th anniversary event, hopefully in the spring of 2024, potentially during AmeriCorps week or another time this spring if necessary. I've sent something out to the program directors that we're looking for some feedback from program directors and members about input they might have on how an event could be structured. If you're interested in sharing as part of that, let your program director know. And I sent them a link where you can sign up for some time. So looking in the next couple of weeks to do some input sessions, and we'll be getting more feedback as we move forward. And so what I want to do also is I want to share with you all, while I have a chance, the map from today. And so thank you that filled out the map. I think we have 85 different people on the map. And so the link for it's there. I'll try to put it up in a second on the screen as well when we have a chance. But I want to make sure we transition over to the next part of our program, which is hearing from Congresswoman Moore. As Jeannie said earlier, Congresswoman Moore is a AmeriCorps Vista alumna, that she received the Vista Member of the Decade Award for her service in Milwaukee, and has been a champion of AmeriCorps members, AmeriCorps programs throughout Wisconsin, throughout our country. And so we were really excited to have her be the one to give some remarks to help close off our event and to lead you all in the pledge. So when we get to the pledge, I will pause her video. You can feel free to take yourselves off of mute, and I'll pause the video, and then we can have people kind of say stuff out loud, and then I'll unpause as we go. And so here's a collection of images from her own service and from her visiting and work with some of our programs.
Hi, I'm Congresswoman Gwen Moore, and I want to start out by thanking you all for your service. Your work supports farm-to-school programming, helping bring local foods into school menus, conservation projects, and environmental education to help encourage our young people to be good stewards of Mother Earth, tutoring and mentoring services to young people and adult learners, critical outreach to young people experiencing homelessness, and so much more. As AmeriCorps members, I know you do this work day in and day out. So I say all this to shine a spotlight on that work. Our children, our farmers, our families benefit from your selfless and commitment to serve. We really need y'all and y'all's service in meeting critical needs across the state, whether it's in rural, suburban, or urban communities. AmeriCorps means so much to me. After being a young activist who marched in the streets with Vel Phillips and Father Groppe for fair housing in Milwaukee, it's where I could really channel my energy and focus on my calling, public service. I earned the National Vista Volunteer of the Decade Award. I received this honor because I started a community development credit union from scratch, and I am proud to say that it still exists today. At the time, I saw a need. I saw that people in my community lacked access to credit, and I want to expand access to financial services, just like you all are helping to meet important needs right now. I was inspired by giants like my great friend John Lewis, who shed blood for the right to vote. I knew that after securing civil rights, we would need to work toward economic justice. Dr. King once said, "There's nothing new about poverty. What is new is that we now have the techniques and the resources to get rid of poverty. The real question is whether we have the will." It is important to remember that we will all stand on the shoulders of such giants, and it's of all of us to carry out the important work of securing justice and equity. I remain committed to ending poverty and delivering equity, including by expanding access to quality healthcare, housing, and education. I remain committed to ending poverty and delivering equity, including by expanding access to quality healthcare, housing, and education. And as Congress makes investments in our workforce through legislation like the Inflation Reduction Act, producing good-paying manufacturing and clean energy jobs, I am focused on connecting all communities to the economic opportunities these funds create. And I'm glad to know that I have committed allies, friends, and constituents, and neighbors like you all standing ready to put in the hard work that is going to help make that happen. And remember, public service doesn't have to end with your year of service. My experience in AmeriCorps touched my life in a powerful way, and as a member of Congress, I'm working to pay it forward, including through championing funding for AmeriCorps. I want to close out by wishing you all a wonderful and successful year. It's inspiring to know how many people are sowing good into our communities. Thank you again for your hard work. Are we ready to take the AmeriCorps pledge? I will get things done for America to make our people safer, smarter, and healthier.
I will get things done for America to make our people safer, smarter, and healthier.
I will bring Americans together to strengthen our communities.
I will bring Americans together to strengthen our communities.
Faced with apathy, I will take action.
Faced with apathy,
I will take action.
Faced with conflict, I will seek common ground.
Faced with conflict, common ground.
Faced with adversity, I will persevere.
Faced with adversity, I will persevere.
I will carry this commitment with me this year and beyond.
I will carry this commitment with me this year and beyond.
I am an AmeriCorps member, and I will get things done.
I am an AmeriCorps member. I will get things done.
I will get things done.
Thank you so much, Congresswoman Moore, for those remarks and leading us all in the pledge. And we would just like to say thank you all for your service this year. Thank you for the difference you're going to make. Thank you for going out there and getting things done. We look forward to the amazing difference you're going to make for the people and communities throughout our state. And have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful year. And let's go get things done.